Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. And in this video, we're going to be looking at a game that I played in a tournament, right? So, before we get into the video, I would like to apologize for not posting on the YouTube channel uh, a lot lately. I've been, focusing more on, like school and uh, playing chess tournaments in real life. So, yeah, that's the reason of not playing or uploading on YouTube. So for the last couple of months, I've been playing a lot of chess tournaments, right? And this is the first chess tournament I played, right? This is the 76th Oklahoma State Chess Championship, right? Keep in mind um, this is my first tournament, so this was this was like back when I was, you know, not the best, like I was like somewhat decent, good, something like that. And yeah, so a little like context on this game is that there were three, like on this tournament basically. Uh, there is three people going for the top podium, right? There is me, and this is the final round. This is the fifth round. I had 5 out of 5, or no, 4 out of 4 points. My opponent had 3 out of 4 points, right? She is a young talent. I will not show her name because I didn't get I uh, didn't get permission from them. So her name is anonymous for now. But I will say she's young and she's talented, right? And yeah, so I have 4 out of 4 points, and the other like 3, 4 people, I think they all had like 3 points, right? So yeah. Hmm? So my opponent plays d4. Oh yeah, also this is gonna be a series, right? It's gonna be called Tournament Journey. We're gonna go to like, you know, like other states, other places, play chess tournaments, right? All that stuff, and it's gonna be great, right? Um, we have one in Dallas, Texas, right? We have a game in uh, Fayetteville, Arkansas, and yeah, all that stuff, right? She plays d4, and I play d5. So keep in mind, I don't play a lot of, like d4 games, right? I don't play a lot of d4 games. So I'm not really experienced in them. So, because the people in our age, like in my age, they normally play e4, e5, right? Because that's what they're told to do. You know, it's easy to get their pieces developed and all that stuff. And d4 positions are a bit more complicated, right? You should not, like, one main rule is that you should not develop your b1 knight. Basically you gotta play c4 before knight c3, basically, right? And same thing with black, c5 before knight c6, right? So there, it's a lot more complicated. So that's why people play e4, e5 a lot. Maybe they don't know that. So yeah. So she played d4. Obviously, she's pretty smart. D4, d5, and she plays c6, and I play c. No, she plays c4. I play c6. So people, when they play c4, they expect their opponent to play pawn e6, right? That is um the main response, kind of, right? That's the main response. But I play c6 because I want to get her out of her comfort zone, because I'm not in my comfort zone, right? Because I my opponents play e4 a lot, and I'm not in my comfort zone. So when I play c6, they're gonna be surprised, right? So it's not in their comfort zone. She plays knight c3, which is not a bad move, but not the main response, right? Knight knight f3 would be more popular, right? Because yeah, and I play knight f6, knight f3. This is the main position in Slav defense, And there's a lot of things to there's a lot of ways you can go with this position. The main the main thing the main thing the main like variation I would say is pawn takes c4. Like right now, or some people do it right now, but I would rather like wait a couple minutes, like couple like moves, and then I'll do it. So I played bishop f4, which is probably the most inaccurate move of the opening, cause I don't know, like I mean I know, but I feel like bishop f5 is not attacking kind of. If you play bishop g4, that would be more attacking. Because bishop f5 can be easily like targeted by knight h4 and whatnot, all that stuff. Now she plays e3, right? So now when I take the pawn on c4, she plays bishop takes c4, right? And I play knight b d7. One of the things is that this opening is fully based on if when you take on c4 and play g4, I mean b5. That's literally this entire like the entire point of this opening. You take on c4 with the pawn, then protect it with b5, and then protect like everything. Like your opening is going to be based on that pawn, that extra pawn with it. I didn't know this, and I just played whatever came to my mind. Yeah, e3 knight bd7, right? Um, yeah, e3 is just protecting the pawn. Knight bd7 is not that great. E6 is much more better, but yeah. Knight bd7, queen b3, right? Queen b3 attacking this pawn. If you might think that rook b8 is a good move here, but I don't disagree with you. But I feel like queen b6 is much more better and much more attacking, right? And if they take me, I'll just take back with the a pawn, and then I'll have this open rook file, right? So she plays knight h4. There's like a kind of basically a rule here. When you get attacked like this with the knight, you just move back the bishop. It's basically a rule, kind of, right? Now she plays c5. So by the way, if she takes me, I'll just take back with the h pawn. Now I'm happy because I have the open rook file. c5, right? And then I take. So c4, c5 is a bad move. The entire point of this queen's gambit is to attack the center, right? That's why you play queen b3, knight c3, right? To attack the center. If you don't do that, there's no point in playing this opening. Queen takes b3, right? All that stuff. Now, right? Now you have no pressure, right? White has no advantage now because um he has no pressure. If anything, White is the only person who's putting pressure, right? Okay, queen takes, pawn takes e5. I think e5 is a good move for my part to open the position. Yeah, right. So she plays d takes on e5. I don't like this move because I feel like um instead of taking, you could have just put your pawn there and probably developed your like bishop or something. Maybe like bishop e2, and like it's just not necessary, right? You don't have to take. If I take, now my knight's pretty active and my bishop is attacking the c5. So yeah, knight takes b4. Now I played probably one of the worst moves I've ever played. Maybe not that much, but like it's a bad move. Cause see, look how active my knight is, right? And when I play this move, the bishop just takes, and I take with the bishop, right? So basically, that did not help me the slightest. His pawn, I mean, his bishop did not move that entire game. So why trade it, right? So basically, what I thought is that he won't be able to castle, right? Basically, the only advantage in that move. But the thing is, you don't need to castle. You can play something like King B2, Maybe yes, king d2, and your position is like completely safe, or not completely, but like it's it's better with your knight, right? It's black is still winning, but it's better with your knight. He plays bishop d3, bishop d2, d3, bishop d2, um, and I play g6. I want to put my bishop on the g7 square, so it looks at the entire board, right? The entire board. So yeah, I played bishop b7, knight e5, right? Obviously attacking the d3 bishop. I play bishop f5 because I want to come back, all that stuff. I'm pretty proud of I mean, not really, but it's probably the only move, I would say. b5. Right? She's putting pressure on this c6 pawn. So I play knight d7. I don't know if yeah, probably. I don't know if she calculated this when she played knight e6, but this is just like basically a clean like trade, right? So big hassle. Also, if you guys are wondering why I took with the queen and not the bishop, when I took with the king because like I wanted to connect the rooks, and if I take with the bishop, my bishop would be like really bad here, right? And if it's here, it's better, right? If I take with the king, I also have like the end game is gonna be much better, right? So castles, bishop d3. I played bishop d3 in the game, but this is probably unnecessary because like he's gonna take and move the rook, right? It's not a threat. It's a threat for like one move. So maybe rook h e8 is better to run the file and stuff. But yeah, all that stuff. Also, one more thing is that my bishops are way more active than his knight or his bishop. Look at that bishop. He can't even move, right? Bishop d3. Yeah, this is a bad move. Completely bad move. B takes c6, c6, rook fd1, and bishop f8. Bishop f8 is probably the worst move I played in this game. Because, like, you're attacking a pawn. First of all, you're putting your bishop out of the way to attack a pawn that can be easily defended, right? You can easily defend it by playing knight a4 or b4, right? So, yeah. Um, which he plays in the game, knight a4, right? And maybe instead of bishop f8, maybe you could play rook hb8 to attack the pawns and whatnot, right? This is probably the better move of the two. Because if you move your other rook to that square, the rook, the a1 rook can just take that pawn, right? So takes rook fd1, bishop f8, b4, yeah, all that stuff. Knight a4, bishop e7. I think this is also a bad move. You'll find out why. Bishop c3. Right now it's a double attack. My bishop is under attack, and so is the rook. Right now, one of it's gone, and at the board I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lose this game, and I was calculating like the tiebreak system and like you know all that stuff. It's just fun, kind of. So bishop c2. So my bad. Bishop c2 doesn't help at all. Obviously, rook d2. Bishop takes a4. Bishop takes h8. Rook takes h8. Rook takes a4. Bishop c5. This this position is probably losing because he's up in exchange, right? Because I have a 3-point piece. He has a 5-point piece. So in this position, he played e4, right? Yeah, right. It's pretty good. Whatever, right? Rook e8. Um, h3. H3 is anticipating pawn takes rook e8 e1 mate, right? Let's base it that I thought that was the only hope I have. But the more I look in this position, the more I think that this position is a draw, right? This position is probably a draw. Because, it's I have that extra pawn, like I could trade pawns in the side and all that stuff. So she plays b4, bishop b6, and he takes d5, rook takes d5. So the I could have taken with the pawn, but I wanted to take with the rook because I have a better chance of drawing a game um, with rook and rook versus bishop, and I've a better chance of drawing a game with bishop versus rook than rook versus bishop rook, right? So yeah, b5, king. See, rook a6 is a mistake because you're not doing anything there, right? This combo, bishop b6, a7, like you can't take anything. So yeah, king c5, rook a2, king takes b5. I'm gonna speed this up because I think we're running out of time. King c4, king h2, d4, king b3. Yeah. See, now I just move forward with the king. One more thing I do want to say is that she played the wrong move. She should have played king f1 and king e2, king e3 instead of king. She took the longer way, and that could have saved her the game because she would have been right here, and she could have protected this pawn if she took this other way. So let's bring this up. I made a queen, and I lost this game. I mean, I won this game. I'm black, so and I won the tournament. Yeah, all that stuff, right? And yeah, that's basically it for this video. And I will say this game was pretty boring. Trust me, we will have more games, and the games in the other episodes, they'll be more fun, right? Because we're in Fate Wheel now, and let's say the Fate Wheel one was pretty fun. Let's say that. And yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I just want to say thank you for supporting me and still watching my videos, right? And thank you. See you. Bye.